welcome back to another episode of Star Wars: The Old Republic. We're back with our bounty hunter to find out what's going to happen in our, I believe, our third bounty for this particular section of the game. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. We have to go talk to our contact who's going to have a job for us to go do. And that will be the third and final bounty that we need to get into the, I think it's called the Grand Melee, which is going to finally determine who the last entry into the Grand Hunt proper is going to be. So we need to hop on a little transport over here, and then we're going to go over to Imperial Intelligence, because I happen to know he's going to be over there. So yeah, let's run over to Imperial Intelligence real quick and get our job. I won't cut through this one because it doesn't really take that long. We just got to run into the building here. All right. I really like having this mouse look auto hotkey thing. It makes me feel a little bit more. I don't know what it makes me feel. It feels a little bit more natural to me. I've gotten used to games like Fortnite and things like that where moving the mouse just moves the camera and not a cursor. I don't really like action games, action RPG games that much, but I've gotten used to the format of just moving. The mouse moves my looking. Kind of like it.
What the? Oh, right. The bounty hunter. Glad you could make it. You nervous, Hunter? Parked in the middle of Imperial Intelligence and all.
I could say one word or touch one button, and you'd disappear forever.
Poof. Gone. Just like that. No one would even dare to ask what happened to you.
Are you threatening me, Captain?
What? No. Just showing you what I deal with all day. I never signed up for this cloak and dagger stuff. I was a regular soldier. Then one day, I put together a covert op raid that goes a little too well. And bam! I'm in Imperial Intelligence. Look, what I'm saying is the stuff that goes on in these halls is insane. And all of it is crazy hush-hush. So what I'm going to tell you has to stay just between you and me. Got it?
I'm sorry about that. I had to maximize my window.
Very well. I understand.
Here's the deal. There's a huge ancient Sith temple on Drummond Cuss. Used to just sit there being scary. Now the place is crawling with Sith sorcery. And it's been ordered a no-go zone for everyone. Naturally, we sent a team in. My commander led that team. Nobody came back. We can't report any of them dead without reporting the mission, which puts me in a bind.
I still don't see what you need me for.
If I can't prove my commander's dead, I can't take over his spot, which means an ugly power vacuum. I'm hiring you to enter that temple and find the team's ID cards, especially my commander's. I need those IDs to create more acceptable deaths for them.
What if this commander and his team are still alive?
They're not. And even if they are, they're not. Understood. Make sure you find an Imperial commander named Gargan. Can't imagine there'll be more than one corpse in a temple wearing commander stripes. Grab all the team's ID cards and double time it back here, quietly.
Gotta love the Empire, man. It's always got some shady stuff going on. So we have to go retrieve trooper ID tags and then bring it back to this guy so he can take his boss's job. How about that? Well, it's a little bit of a ride over to the next area that we're going, so I'm gonna hop out. I'm gonna stop the recording for a second and bring it back in once we get there. See you in a minute. Coming in for a landing here at our next little quest area. We've got a couple of quests to pick up here, so have these little conversations and we'll head in.
I've sent 3 separate expeditions into the Dark Temple. Not one has returned. I can't say for sure what's going on, but people who go in there, they don't come back.
Not sure how you arrived at that.
Sounds I heard coming out of that place would send a Rancor running, if it was smart enough to run. You can survive the Dark Temple. I beg you to do me, and more importantly, the Empire a favor. The expeditions I sent in were looking for specific data. I can spare the manpower, they were slaves mostly, but the data is essential.
Where do I come in?
I'd like you to find the slaves from the expeditions and bring back any data you recover. The slaves from the expeditions were equipped with data pads to store the data they collected. Bring back those data pads. This information's vital to future construction on Drummond Cuss. It's not glamorous, but will you help?
I wouldn't call it a challenge, but it seems straightforward.
Amazing. Fantastic. Your help is invaluable. I'll mark the location the expedition last signaled from on your map. It's the best I can do.
Good enough. And we'll go talk to this guy over here.
You mercenary you were let through. Has someone finally decided to secure the temple?
I'm not here to secure the temple.
Of course, I've been ignored again. How stupid of me. If you're here, however, you must have the authority to enter the Dark Temple. You could still save this planet.
I'm paying attention.
The Dark Temple is ancient, built during a previous incarnation of our empire. 1,000 years ago, our own emperor buried his enemies here. These enemies remain powerful, even in death, which is why the temple was sealed. But now, something terrible has happened.
Some idiot went and woke them up.
With the Emperor's attention elsewhere, a group of ambitious but ignorant Sith thought to gain power by raiding the temple. They didn't find the relics they sought. Instead, they awoke an ancient Sith Lord, Lord Calig, and their expedition plunged into madness.
Are they still in there?
The ones who still live, yes. Because Lord Calig died by ambush, I believe he awakened unaware of his own death, and his expectations became reality for those around him. His power overwhelmed all inside the temple. And even now the workers plot wars against each other, believing themselves Sith Lords, and drawing terrible power from Calig himself.
Where do I come in?
I care not about the fighting itself, only what it may cause. There are still more ancient Sith Lords whose spirits lay dormant in the temple. If the ancient Sith Lords are woken by the violence within, they could overrun Dromund Kaas.
Maybe that won't happen.
We're not going to be saved by optimism, young one. I have studied all of the burial chambers within. Each was made with the same ancient design, one we can exploit. If you fuse the 500-kilogram hinges on each tomb door, even a violent assault should not be able to wake the ancients.
What do you got in mind?
The team I sent in earlier was using a massive metal torch. Effective, but slow, I'm afraid. They did not make it far. The torch must be recovered, and the doors of the ancients sealed.
Alright, so I guess we're gonna go in and seal some chamber stuff. But we gotta actually get there first. So let's go ahead and time-lapse this portion so you guys don't have to watch the whole walking in part. Be back in a minute. We gotta go talk to this dude as part of one of our quests. We found a lost expedition.
Do you dare approach the great Nil Venerus, Lord of the Sith, Master of the Undying Darkness? Answer me. What insolence brings you to this place, slave?
You don't look like a Sith Lord, and you wear a slave collar.
What? You're not afraid of me? You aren't a mindless puppet like the rest of them? I don't understand.
Of course I'm not a puppet.
Then whatever it is that's doing this is losing its hold. I was part of an expedition sent by the Empire to measure strange activity in the Dark Temple. But soon after we entered, we all became different people. I became the mighty Lord Venerus, and the others became my obedient followers and servants.
Whoa, slow down and start at the beginning.
We were gathering data for the Empire, and then we were all suddenly possessed. It's strange that you seem to be unaffected. In fact, it's strange to find you here at all. I thought the Imperials gave up sending people in here. What exactly are you doing here?
The Imperials want data. I'm going to get it for them.
So the Imperials haven't given up on getting their precious data after all. This is lucky. You see, ever since I came to my senses, I've been worried that my followers will begin to doubt my leadership. I can't lose my power. I can't go back to being a slave. But maybe we can help each other.
I'm paying attention.
All I ask is that you find the symbols of Lord Venerous's power. They were looted from his tomb by the people possessed by Venerous's enemies. The symbols will help me reinforce my followers' belief in me, lock them in their dream.
Seems you've only left me one option if I want that data.
Please, just think a while about my offer. Be careful. Venerous's old enemies will put up a good fight.
All right, so let's scrounge the temple. We need ID tags from dudes. We need to get that plasma torch to open some tombs, and we need to recover symbols of power for this dude. So let's get on it. Alright, we've done 2 out of the 3 doors that we were supposed to seal. Now we have to go over here and do the last one. So, gotta hop out of the time lapse for that because there's a little cutscene. Oh, here we go. There's a little cutscene for that part. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Jeez, man. Just die already. Rocket got knocked this guy to death. Alright. Run over here and unlock this one. Or not unlock it, but seal it up.
Hello, stranger. My internal chronometer tells me it has been exactly 963 years since this hologram was made. Have the Sith truly lived in fear of me for so long?
Why should the Sith fear you?
It is what the Sith do. Their passions, their fear especially, feed their power. A power that inspires yet more fear. Like so many before me, I challenged the Emperor and was buried in this temple. Fortunately, I had just enough time to make this, an interactive image that would transmit my secrets to whomever was bold enough to find my tomb and unlock it.
I unlocked your tomb, so start transmitting.
Patience, and everything will become clear. The way of the Sith lies in channeling the Force through the use of powerful emotions. Fear is the chief of these. The Sith feed on palpable dread.
What's the secret then?
It's a lie. Fear is a lie. Passion, a lie. Fear gives temporary power, and passion is easily manipulated. Real strength in the Force comes when one is no longer afraid. And one can purge fear when one stops grasping after power, after things, after life itself, and allows the Force to guide him. There is only the Force.
You got the brains of a bantha.
My peers obviously did not think so. They considered my teachings dangerous. What I learned only lives on through this image and its device. Yet I am one with the Force, eternal and at peace. Take them. Take my teachings to the Sith. They will find power there, but a different kind. Not of darkness, but light.
There's no harm in that.
The world must know what you've learned.
Good. The Sith should know fear is not the only way. As for me, my message is concluded. I will now depart.
All right, so we take this back to that Lord and give it to him and see what happens. But for now, we've done pretty much everything in here. We just got to make a stop off at that dude to give him the icons or whatever they were, and then we can head back and turn in our quest. So I'll come back when we're ready to talk to that guy. All right, turn this quest in so we can get out of here.
My network of spies reports that you crushed my enemies underfoot and found the symbols of power I requested.
Yeah, it's right here.
I, too, have been very busy. Here is the data my servants collected before the temple transformed them. Let the Empire make of it what they will.
A pleasure doing business.
You're welcome. Oh, and there's one last itty-bitty little thing you can do. You see, power is useless without subjects. So I'd be grateful when you turn in the data, you'd encourage the Imperials to send more expeditions my way.
You're really every bit as conniving as the real thing, you know that?
Yes. I do think I've finally found my true calling. I can assure you, my gratitude if you send more slaves to be my followers will not be insubstantial.
Right. All right. Well, we've done everything we can here for this particular area, so let's quick travel back so we can turn in the other quests that we have. We're at the point now where it's actually worth spending the money to quick travel. All right. So we'll talk to this dude over here. One more dude after that, and we go back and turn in our stuff.
You're back. I hope you sealed the chambers of the ancients, SWTOR's chamber especially. I'm terrified to think what would happen if SWTOR and his crazed ideas were to re-emerge.
Actually, I brought something from SWTOR here.
What? What's this? How could you? No, I want no part of this. Please, destroy it. Bury it. Steal it away.
Getting a little nervous?
Clearly you don't understand. Throughout history, the light has endeavored to destroy the darkness. The Emperor was right to murder SWTOR for his heresy. Peace, serenity, words for the stifling of the very emotions that drive us.
I thought what SWTOR said was very wise.
You have been deceived. But perhaps it would be best if I took them and kept them hidden. Give them to me. Now, please, leave. The temple is safe, and I must take these teachings back to my chambers and make sure they're secure.
Right. He's gonna destroy him. Level 15. Nice. That means we get some cool new abilities here. So, heroic moment. This is a really large. This is a last ditch. Oh crap! You're gonna die thing. So I typically put that down over here so I don't accidentally use it. Energy shield is one of those encounter powers that you pop when you're gonna fight something tough. And then rail shot is a very powerful shot. What it says in the description. It does a lot of damage, but you can only use it against incapacitated targets or targets that are suffering from periodic damage. Which, you know... hold on a second. Incendiary missile. Fires the missile that exposes... Okay, so that's what that's going to be. The incendiary missile is going to be what gives us our damage over time, which is what will allow us to actually use this. So we'll put this here and this here. Supercharged gas... Requires and confers 10 stacks of supercharged to vent 10 heat, increase periodic damage. I typically put these kind of randomly activate abilities over here in my mouse thing over here. I never remember to interrupt anything, so this will highlight when it's ready, and then if I happen to see it, I'll pop it when I go over here. I am going to want to check out check this out over here, though, when we get back to the cantina, so I can decide if I want to do the range damage over time or if I want to go direct damage. We'll check it out in a minute.
The only thing more powerful than the Dark Temple. Any luck getting that data?
Here's your data, as promised.
Hey, you actually came through. Can't say I was expecting that. Can't say it's not a relief. Now we can finally stop sending expeditions in there, wasting all those slaves who should be building monuments to the Empire.
Slaves shouldn't be collecting data anyway.
My superiors may feel differently, but I tend to agree with you on that point. Anyway, I believe that concludes our business here. Goodbye then, and thanks for the data. Your service to the Empire will not be forgotten.
And we get updated, another updated relics. But yeah, I always go with power, and then I put the shield one over here if I get it. But since I don't, I'm gonna get the mastery one. And we'll put that one right here, and we'll put the other implant in. And then, is there a vendor over here? Yes. Go over to the vendor here, sell our stuff, because part of my daily logins that I did, I got a cool little 15k credit certificate there, so we'll sell that. And then we'll check our legacy options to see if we can afford to... So let's see. I have 35,000. So I'm going to go ahead and buy this improved class mission experience. It basically gives me an extra 6% experience for every class mission I complete, which is going to help us level faster. So I'll go ahead and grab that. Then I might... There's also one for exploration, so when you find something, you get an extra 6%. I don't know that I necessarily want to spend it because it's only going to leave us with 5k, so I'll hold off on that for now. But I'm gonna head back over to our main area so that we can turn in our quest for this. But we'll make a quick stop at the cantina so we can compare and contrast the different styles. I'll be back when I get to the cantina. Okay, well, here we are in the cantina, so now we have the ability to change our discipline, which is basically these different types of ways that you can fight, and they give you different ability trees based on which one you pick. So right now we're on the Innovative Ordnance Damage Over Time Ranged, which gives us this Incendiary Missile, and it also gives us Volatile Warhead. Periodic damage when they're less than 30% health. Reduces the heat from our Missile Blast by 10. That's pretty good. And increases its damage, which basically makes it kill it faster. And gives you some supercharge. I'm not really sure what that does. We go over to Arsenal. We get Tracer Missile. Basically what this does is it sunders the target, which reduces their armor, and it leaves them vulnerable to rail shot, and increases the damage they take from Heat Seeker missiles, which we get later. Increases the damage they take from Heat Seeker missiles. Replaces Power Shot. And then we get a high velocity gas cylinder, which increases our armor penetration and alacrity. Basically means that we can use our abilities faster. So we can either have a damage over time and something that kills things faster once they start getting lower on health, or we can get this Tracer Missile and get some armor penetration. Like I said, I don't typically use that. Honestly, I'm kind of not sure what I want to do. I used the Tracer Missile last time, but I'm not a big fan of... I think I'm going to stick with the Innovative Ordnance because I don't typically use the Power Shot I don't like activation time abilities. I like instant cast things. So I think what we'll do is we will go for... We'll always lead off with this Incendiary Missile ability if it's a single target. And then after that, we'll rail shot them. And then I like to keep my R key for spam abilities, which is basically going to be a Missile Blast. We'll put this back over here. And then we'll keep the Power Shot for if I ever decide to use it. So the Incendiary Missile should activate my rail shot. I can use my rail shot, and then I'll spam R. I'll spam my Missile Blast, because hopefully by then they'll be gone. And then we'll go ahead and talk to our companion here.
About the whole Great Hunt thing, Thanks. It'd mean a lot to Brayden that you stuck with it.
I'm in this for your sake, more than his.
That's sweet in a total and complete lie kind of way. Great Hunt was Brayden's dream. Talked about it for years. Day he told me he'd found you. Should have seen him. Grinning and laughing so much, I thought his face would split in half.
It's not every day you get a shot at the Great Hunt.
Winning this thing, it would have meant more to him than revenge. So I'm gonna skip saying thank you again because you get the idea already. Let's just get moving.
I always do those because you get experience points and more influence with them when you talk to them. All right, I'm gonna head back to the main guy and then we will continue on with the video. Okay, so those of you who are actually paying attention probably noticed that I didn't actually finish the last quest part that I needed to do in here, so I had to run all the way back to get back into the temple so that we could finish this. So let's go talk to this last dude that we need to talk to. I get impatient sometimes, and then I assume that I'm done without actually checking to make sure that I'm done, and then I waste a lot of time having to run back where I was at. So here we go, let's go talk to this guy, and hopefully we can actually finish our quests for today.
What is this in front of me? Another worshipper? Who braves the flames of the altar of horror to stand in front of Lord Baral Slathborn, Lord of the Sith?
This tomb has driven you insane, Lord.
Insane? No. Do not seek madness, but fear and hatred, the tools of the Sith.
If you're not an Imperial commander, then what's that ID card for?
What madness do you speak? I have no... Oh, that. It seems the ID of some Imperial commander I must have slain has stuck to my robes. Do you wish to have it? A token of your visit with the great Lord Baral Slathborn?
That works for me.
It is settled then. A token for you. Go forth now and spread word to all who worship lesser lords. Lord Baral Slathborn is mightiest among all mighty lords of the Sith.
You know, technically I was supposed to kill him, but whatever. Okay, so now we can go back. So yeah, Captain Medley, now I can go back and waste another 1,000 credits warping back here, but that's okay. So I'll fly back to the main area. We'll finish out talking to this dude and then probably be done for today. And let's turn in our quest.
You got the IDs? Fantastic. Let me see. That's Commander Gargan's all right. What was it like in the Dark Temple? I've yet to hear anything that didn't sound like pure raving.
You wouldn't believe me about that place if I told you.
Huh. Still wish I could have got him myself. Would have saved me some unpleasantness. Listen to me. Unpleasantness. I'm even starting to talk like a spy. Friend, remember when I said Sith didn't want anyone in the Dark Temple?
I remember all right.
Well, you can probably guess the rest. I can't risk the Sith ever finding out you went into their precious Dark Temple, which means you're now a liability. I apologize. This isn't the way a fighting man should die. Guards!
Oh, I messed that up bad. That's a big waste of my ability.
That went wrong, didn't it? Got a hole in my gut. I'm not going to beg. Turning on someone who did their job is wrong. We both know it. Here's your writ. It tells the Mandalorians you did your job. And here's your pay. The rest is up to you.
Well, we can't have a reputation of being soft on people who turn on us, so he's gotta die.
You messed up, Captain. Now you pay for it.
This whole place is messed up. Glad to be rid of it.
Can't cross a bounty hunter and get away with it. All right, well, all that's left now is to go turn in our quest, but we're pretty long on this video already, and we'll save that for the next episode. So thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you're enjoying the story, and be sure to come back next time because we're going to get to the climax of this particular area. Thank you very much, guys, and have a great day.